Hello there, Ben Bowers, the Spirit Specialist, and I am here today to talk to you about Crystal Head Aurora Vodka. So this was the second release from Dan Aykroyd's Crystal Head Vodka Company. For a bit more in-depth background in terms of Crystal Head and Dan Aykroyd's involvement as the owner and creator, have a look at the standard Crystal Head bottling, the review video that I've done for that, because that looks at the history of the brand itself. So the standard bottle, which is this clear version, uses corn, sweet corn basically, something called peaches and cream, whereas the Aurora uses wheat, actually from North Yorkshire. Now the shop where I'm at is based in East Yorkshire, but I literally am on the border of North Yorkshire. I don't know where exactly in North Yorkshire it comes from, but Yorkshire has one of the highest growing areas of wheat in the UK, and a lot of Scotch as well. A lot of barley is grown. A lot of Scotch whisky companies use barley from Yorkshire, particularly North Yorkshire. So this area in the north of England is actually quite key to a lot of spirits production kind of around the globe. So Aurora, named after Aurora Borealis, and the pearlescent bottle that they've got really does kind of give that indication of those changing colours in the sky. Aurora is also the middle name of my first daughter, so I will naturally be stocking this indefinitely. You are looking at about 60 to 65 quid for a bottle, slightly more premium, and I think that the increase in cost is actually due to the cost involved of the bottle itself, because it's an incredible effect on it. It looks absolutely fantastic on the shelf. So, try not to break it as we put it back on the shelf. So I'm fortunate enough to get a little miniature bottle of it as well. So let's see if I can give you an indication of what we're looking at here. It uses a type of wheat called Sunset. I have no idea if that means anything or not, but there might be somebody out there that's going, oh, Sunset wheat, oh, fantastic. I genuinely don't know in terms of types of wheat and things like that. So I'm filming this having just done the standard bottling, which is using the corn, so I've still got kind of like that memory of what that was like. So in comparison, so on the nose, the standard was quite clean. This has a little bit more to it in terms of there's a bit more of a, almost like a sort of slightly petrol-y white wine note to it, a bit like a really dry Riesling. There is a slight wininess and a slight fruitiness, quite grapey almost. It's definitely got a bit more character to it than the standard. Not as a detriment, not to put down the standard bottling. The standard bottling is a lot cleaner. This has a little bit more spiciness to it. There's definitely a fruity element, but it's quite subtle. It's like, there's definitely grapes, but also kind of like pear. A slight soft kind of like white pepper element going on there as well. Now on the palate, particularly compared to the standard bottling, it's still got that creaminess and that weight to the texture, which I absolutely love, particularly in a really, really good vodka. But there's a little bit more fruity element in there, and there's a little bit more of it's a very, very soft spice. There is definitely a little bit more of a kind of prickle of spiciness. It's not a spicy vodka, but it has a little bit more kind of like, as well as texture, there's a soft, it's like white pepper and nutmeg, not quite cinnamon, it's not quite sweet cinnamon, and a very, very, very faint hint of dry chili, but not overpowering, not intense, it's not kind of getting in the way, it's all very subdued in the background. This is going to work a little bit better in cocktails than the standard will because of the spiciness. It's going to come through a little bit more, but as with the standard, it drinks incredibly well on its own. Again, this will work as an aperitif or a digestif. I don't know whether I prefer the more slightly cleaner edge of the standard, but this is definitely more interesting. It's got a little bit more kind of playing around with it. It does drink really well. It's more It's more classically vodka-y than the standard bottling is. So the standard clear is quite creamy and quite weighty and very, very clean. This has a bit more of the spiciness that you would expect from other vodka brands. I'm not saying cheaper vodka brands, and actually cheaper vodka brands take this little spiciness that's in here and sort of ramp that up, and that's when people go, oh, it's too harsh. And I think that's what that harshness is that people are talking about, is the spiciness in the spirit is just overpowering everything else. Whereas this has got a little touch of spice, very, very subtle, as well as that weight and texture that the standard bottling has. Again, drinks brilliantly on its own, will work fantastically with cocktails, looks great on the outside, tastes great on the inside. It really is a case of like the whole package is absolutely fantastic. Really, really good. Really like the Crystal Head stuff. I'm really intrigued to get the Onyx in, which is their black version that's made with Blue Weber agave that is normally used to make tequila, because it's 2 for 2 so far. The Standard and the Aurora are absolutely fantastic. So it is available through our web store, which is www.spiritspecialist.com. We can do nationwide delivery around the UK. You're also more than welcome to pop into our store. At the time, we have a lockdown on in the UK due to the pandemic, but we are actually trading because we count as an essential service. So you are more than welcome to pop in, buy a bottle, see if there's anything else you want, and I shall hopefully see you in the next video. Cheers.